BRAINY presents Why People Respect You More When You Do Less. If you clicked on this video, you likely grew up thinking that if you just did more for people, they'd respect you. That if you were always helpful, always available, always saying yes, then they would treat you better. How did that work out? You see, what tends to happen is the opposite. You constantly go out of your way for others, and instead of appreciation, you often get nothing in return. Or worse, they start expecting it, like it's your job to show up no matter how they treat you. And eventually, you start to feel invisible, exhausted, maybe even resentful. Now what if I told you that doing less actually earns you more respect? I know that sounds backwards, but hear me out. Here's what really changes when you pull back a little. Number 1, you project confidence, not desperation. When you're always chasing people, explaining yourself, or trying to prove how kind or loyal you are, it can give off the wrong vibe, even if your intentions may be good. Quite frankly, it comes across like you're desperate for approval. On the flip side, when you stop trying so hard, you immediately seem more grounded and more self-assured. Instead of performing, you're just present. That quiet confidence speaks louder than anything you could say. You're not out to convince anyone. You're simply showing up as someone who respects their own worth. Believe me, people notice the difference. Number 2, you show that your time is valuable. When you're always available, people stop appreciating it. It's like they assume your energy is just there, all the time. Look, I'm not saying you shouldn't help others or that you should ignore them. This is not about being cold and aloof. But if you have a tendency to drop everything at the first ping, or constantly rearrange your schedule to accommodate someone else, it makes it seem like your time doesn't hold much weight. Pulling back a bit changes that. When your time and energy becomes less accessible, people realize your attention isn't something they can just assume they'll get. It's something they have to respect and appreciate when it's given. Number 3, you appear emotionally grounded. Let me be clear, doing less doesn't mean shutting down emotionally. It just means you're not letting every little thing pull you into a spiral. You're not jumping in to defend yourself right away, or rushing to fix something the second it feels off. You slow down. You give yourself space to actually think before you respond. And that pause, it changes everything. It shows people that you're not here to play emotional ping pong. You're not letting their moods or comments yank you around. You've got a grip on your reactions. And that kind of steadiness tends to earn a lot more respect than constantly explaining how you feel or what someone else did wrong. Number 4, you create space for mutual effort. Guess what? If you're always doing the work, people will let you. Let that sink in. If you're always texting first, planning everything, correcting misunderstandings, or checking in, you've created a one-sided system. You're not in a relationship, you're managing one. But when you do less, when you stop filling in the gaps, you give the other person the opportunity to rise, to initiate, to invest. And if they don't, that's your answer. Respect often enters the picture when you stop doing everything and let people show you who they are. Number 5, you avoid being taken for granted. Have you ever noticed how people start to value things more once they're no longer getting them? Funny how that works, right? The more you give without boundaries, the less your effort stands out. Acts of kindness can turn into background noise, and people stop acknowledging what used to feel special because it has become their norm. But the moment you pull back, it wakes them up. Doing less reminds them that what you give is a choice, not an obligation. And choices deserve gratitude, not entitlement. Number 6, you let consequences teach instead of words. If you've ever found yourself repeating the same boundary, asking for the same kind of respect, or explaining the same hurt over and over, you know how frustrating that gets. When someone crosses a line or continues a pattern you've already addressed, words start to lose their meaning, but action doesn't. Disengaging or simply not showing up like you used to is the strongest boundary. You don't have to announce your limits, just live them. People will respect you more when they realize you're not bluffing. Number 7, You shift from being needed to being chosen. I'll be real with you. There's a difference between being appreciated for who you are and being relied on for what you provide. When you're the go-to person when others need something, you become the one they count on, but not the one they prioritize. Doing less flips the script. It puts the focus back on whether people actually value you, not just the things you do for them. It reminds them that you're not merely there to serve a purpose. You have your own needs, your own limits, and your own worth that isn't tied to how useful you are. When you stop overgiving, you stop being the fallback and start being someone people have to make space for on purpose. At the end of the day, there's a cost to always being the one who does the most. You lose time, peace of mind, and even your own sense of worth in the process. And strangely enough, those you're trying the hardest to please don't always respond with gratitude. More often, they just expect more. But the moment you pull back, things begin to change. People step up, or they step aside. Either way, you reclaim your power. If this hit home for you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's one area of your life where you're ready to stop doing the most and just let things flow? Drop it in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on notifications. We've got a lot more to unpack together. And if you know someone who's always stuck in that people-pleasing loop, do me a favor and send this video their way. Thanks for watching.